Aaron Rodgers is absolutely legendary on the football field. Standing at 6 feet 2 inches and weighing 223 pounds, this California-born quarterback holds the NFL record for highest career passer rating at 102.6. But here's the thing. Most people only know him for his incredible arm talent and 4 MVP awards. There's so much more to this enigmatic superstar than meets the eye. Here are 10 things you probably didn't know about Aaron Rodgers that will completely change how you see one of the NFL's most fascinating quarterbacks. The ayahuasca journey. Here's something that will absolutely blow your mind about Aaron Rodgers. This 4-time MVP has openly talked about traveling to Peru during his off-seasons to participate in ayahuasca ceremonies, a traditional plant medicine ritual that involves hallucinations and spiritual experiences. Now, before you think this is just some Hollywood wellness trend, Rodgers credits these experiences with helping him win back-to-back MVP awards in 2020 and 2021. He's described ayahuasca as helping him find inner peace and clarity that directly translated to his performance on the field. Imagine if your meditation routine involved ancient plant ceremonies in the Amazon rainforest. Most people don't realize that one of the NFL's most cerebral quarterbacks is literally expanding his consciousness in the mountains of South America during his downtime. The Jeopardy connection. Get this, Aaron Rodgers isn't just smart enough to read NFL defenses, he's smart enough to guest host Jeopardy! In 2021, he actually filled in for Alex Trebek for 2 weeks. And here's the kicker, he was genuinely being considered as a permanent replacement. But here's what makes this even more incredible. Rodgers scored a 1310 on his SATs in high school, which puts him in the top 10% of all test takers. The man was academically gifted enough that he could have pursued law school instead of football. During his Jeopardy! Stint, contestants and producers raved about his natural hosting ability and quick wit. How many professional athletes could seamlessly transition from calling audibles to calling out correct answers on national television? The rejection that changed everything. Now here's a story that'll make you appreciate how differently things could have gone. Aaron Rodgers desperately wanted to play for Florida State and legendary coach Bobby Bowden. He was obsessed with the Seminoles, but they completely rejected him. Wouldn't even offer him a scholarship. The only Division I offer he received was to walk on at the University of Illinois. Think about that for a second. The future 4-time MVP was told he wasn't good enough for a scholarship anywhere except as a walk-on. Instead of taking that offer, Rodgers went to Butte Community College, a tiny junior college in California. If Florida State had said yes, we might never have seen the Aaron Rodgers we know today. Sometimes the biggest rejections lead to the greatest success stories. The reality TV brother connection. Here's something about the Rodgers family that'll surprise you. Aaron's younger brother Jordan isn't just any regular sibling. He was actually the winner of the Bachelorette in 2016 with JoJo Fletcher. Let that sink in. One brother is throwing touchdown passes in NFL stadiums, while the other is getting roses on reality TV. Jordan has actually talked about how Aaron's fame affected their family dynamics and how difficult it's been having such a famous older brother. He's also been open about the family estrangement and how it's impacted everyone involved. It's wild to think that the Rodgers family dinner table used to include conversations about both NFL defensive schemes and reality TV dating strategies. Sometimes talent really does run in the family, just in completely different directions. The championship belt origin story. You've definitely seen Aaron Rodgers do his famous championship belt celebration after touchdowns, but here's what you probably don't know about how it started. The celebration wasn't planned or practiced. It happened spontaneously during a game, and even Rodgers himself can't remember exactly when he first did it. But here's the really cool part. WWE legend Triple H publicly praised the celebration and said it was one of the best touchdown dances he'd ever seen. The belt celebration became so iconic that State Farm built an entire advertising campaign around it, calling it the discount double check. What started as a random celebration in the heat of the moment became one of the most recognizable touchdown celebrations in NFL history. Sometimes the best ideas come when you're not even thinking about it. family rift that broke hearts. This one's going to hit you right in the feels. Aaron Rodgers has been estranged from his family, including his parents and brothers, for several years now. His brother Jordan, who you might remember from The Bachelorette, has publicly talked about how painful it's been not having a relationship with Aaron. The rift apparently started around 2014 and involves disagreements about Aaron's lifestyle choices and relationships. What makes this even more heartbreaking is that Aaron's parents didn't attend his MVP award ceremonies or celebrate his biggest achievements with him. Imagine achieving everything you've ever dreamed of in your career, but not being able to share it with the people who raised you. It's a reminder that even the most successful people deal with deeply personal struggles that money and fame can't fix. The broken collarbone that revealed his toughness. Here's something that showcases just how tough Aaron Rodgers really is. When he broke his collarbone in 2017, doctors had to insert 13 screws to repair it. 13 screws! But that's not even the most incredible part of this story. The most amazing thing is what happened when he came back. In his return game against Carolina, playing with a surgically repaired collarbone held together by more metal than some people have in their entire bodies, he threw for 290 yards and 3 touchdowns. Most people don't realize that Rodgers literally has more hardware in his shoulder than some motorcycles. The next time you see him launch a 60-yard bomb downfield, remember that he's doing it with a collarbone that's basically been rebuilt from scratch. The business empire you never knew about. Here's something that'll change how you think about Aaron Rodgers' future plans. He's not just planning for life after football, he's already building a business empire. In 2018, he became a limited partner in the Milwaukee Bucks ownership group, making him the first active NFL player to own part of an NBA franchise. But that's just the beginning. He's also the founder of a charity called It's Aaron that focuses on raising awareness for people and organizations changing the world. Plus, he's invested in various business ventures and real estate. Most people don't realize that by the time he retires from football, he might be making more money from his business investments than he ever did throwing touchdowns. The guy is literally setting himself up to be successful long after his arm strength fades. The COVID controversy that divided a fan base. This one definitely stirred up a lot of emotions. In 2021, Aaron Rodgers tested positive for COVID-19, and that's when everyone found out he was unvaccinated, despite previously saying he was immunized. The controversy wasn't just about his vaccination status. It was about how he handled the situation. Rodgers went on The Pat McAfee Show and made several statements about COVID treatments and vaccines that scientists and health officials criticized as misinformation. He was fined $14,650 for protocol violations, and his team was fined $300,000. What makes this story fascinating is how it showed that even beloved athletes can become polarizing figures when they wade into political and health controversies. Some fans supported his right to make personal medical decisions, while others felt betrayed by what they saw as deception. The retirement roller coaster that kept everyone guessing. And finally, here's the most recent chapter that had the entire NFL world on edge. After the 2022 season, Aaron Rodgers went on what he called a darkness retreat, literally sitting alone in complete darkness for 4 days to decide whether to retire or keep playing. But here's the plot twist that nobody saw coming. Instead of retirement, he forced a trade to the New York Jets, only to tear his Achilles just 4 plays into his debut season. Most people don't realize that Rodgers' entire Jets experience lasted exactly 4 offensive snaps before he was done for the year. Isn't that ominous? A future Hall of Famer's legacy with a new team literally lasted less than 1 drive. It's the kind of cruel twist that makes you appreciate how fragile professional sports careers really are. So there you have it. Aaron Rodgers isn't just one of the most talented quarterbacks in NFL history. He's one of the most complex and fascinating athletes of our time. From ayahuasca ceremonies in Peru to hosting Jeopardy, from family struggles to business empires, this guy has lived more interesting storylines than most people could imagine. What do you think? Which of these facts surprised you the most? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you enjoyed learning these surprising facts about Aaron Rodgers, make sure to hit that subscribe button because next time, we're diving into 10 shocking things you didn't know about Patrick Mahomes that will blow your mind.